everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be continuing our Trackmania Royal tutorial series. We'll be doing a drive-through of the new Royal map, explaining to you guys how I drive it, and if there's any tips or strategies that might be able to help you pick up the map a little bit easier. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are, and let me know in the comments if there's any Royal maps you want me to take a look at that I haven't already covered. And for now, let's get into the video. Alright, so here we are. On today's new map, it is called Cloudy Bumpers by Capu TM. You've seen a couple of maps, I think, by him already. Yeah, it's, as you can see, sort of floating in the sky. Not really much to it, you're just sort of driving on these floating roads. That's a decent map. I'm not sure about white and green. They feel a little bit blind at times. I'll explain that when I get to them. But blue through black, I like. I really, really like blue through black. I think they're done very well. Blue and red, I think, are a good difficulty. Yeah, white and green, I'm not sure. They just feel blind at times, but I'll explain that when I get to them. And yeah, I think it's time. Let's get into the map. Okay, so here we are on the white section. I think it's a little bit blind. So what I mean by that is this first jump's fine. We have plenty of time to lean and drop these pillars. But I don't know, this jump up here, it's fine. But initially it just wasn't, I don't think it was indicated very well to jump there. You have a pillar in front of you and the flag's there, and it just feels like you're meant to jump this way. Or like that way, and yeah, I think it's fine. It's fine when you know where you're going, but I do think it is a little bit blind. Alright, now onto the green section. And I also think green is a little bit blind here. So for example, if we jump at this... So I assume you're meant to jump between these flags, right? And as you can see there, what happened was I jumped to the right of that flag and I died. But if we go just to the left of those flags in front of us, there should be road here, because it feels like you're meant to jump in between the flags. That's what it feels like to me. I'm not sure if that's what everyone else feels like. So yeah, I think that's a little bit blind. I think that road should either be extended or the flag moved, so you have better indication. But once you know when you're jumping, I'm sort of using this tree as a bit of a guideline. It's fine. But I think that's my issue there with white and green. They just feel that little bit blind to me, but they're not too bad. Okay, onto the blue section now. We do have water plastic on blue, which is a plus plus. Every map needs water blue. But for blue, what we want to do is go to the right. Stay fairly high here, and sort of use this to jump back. I jump back to the left. I think it's a little bit easier. And then you want to jump back to the center on this jump and through the finish. It's important to stay high on that first jump on blue. I try to jump to the left to find it a little bit easier, and then the next one we jump back to the center. Okay, so here we are onto the red section. Red I find a little bit difficult, so let's go. First off, we want to aim between these two bushes up here. I try to just barely miss this left bush, and then you want to go fairly low on this jump. You need to be fairly straight coming out of here, because you're going to a no steering into a booster into the finish. And I'm going to drive that one more time, because there's quite a lot to do here. So okay, so yeah, there was quite a lot there, so let's just try and explain it. So off this bouncer, we want to aim just barely past this bush, so sort of right here is where we're aiming, so that we can land and come down this early, and so we can get, because you want to hit this jump here quite low, so that you can get maximum height. So you land up here, and then you want to come down off this fairly early, and that way you naturally have this angle where you're pointed towards the finish. Because if you come down off it late, you'll notice that naturally you want to go through the nose steer kind of straight, but the finish ring is off to the left. So the earlier you come down off this, the more likely you are to drive this sort of angle. That way you're going to bounce into the booster, into the finish ring. So there's quite a lot to remember about this. Mainly hitting this jump low, coming down off this wall right early. You do that, your natural angle will be for the finish. Let's drive red one more time. Remember, we want to just be to the right of this bush, ready to turn, because we want to jump from low here. Perfect. Early off this wall ride, and then our natural angle is going to point us towards the finish. Quite a complicated section, but a bit of practice and you guys will pick it up. Okay, so the black section now, and black is on ice and plastic. Now, you want to turn early at the start here, because you want to really give yourself time to line your car up through these circles, and then get straight over this jump. Put yourself into an ice slide, control yourself with brake, and accelerate to come out of the ice slide. Now I'm trying to land in an ice slide here as well. You don't have to do that, you can land and give yourself time to do that ice slide. Straight over this next bouncer, and then aim for whichever finish you like. I'm going for whichever one feels more natural, and we'll drive that again. Because again, it's a lot to do on this black section, mainly ice slides and just getting used to ice physics. Okay, so let's go again. Remember to turn early at the start. Give yourself time to get through these circles. Make this jump. Brake to continue the ice slide. Release when you're ready to exit the ice slide. Same thing here, release when you're ready to exit. Aim as centered as possible. And then it feels like left finish feels way more natural here, so we'll go for left finish. And through. And that is the black section. Okay, so we'll run another playthrough of the map. Once again, for white. Over the pool. Between the pillars. Up to the left here. And up to the white finish. Okay, now for green. Once again. We jump right here. Just to the right of the bush. Up here. Over this bouncer and through the finish. Doesn't really matter if your car flips. Remember when you're over the bouncers as well, something I haven't mentioned, is to make sure you're holding accelerator the whole time. I think your car will slow down in the air. I assume it's the same as normal jumps. I don't think the bouncers would keep your momentum. Just to make sure you don't lose any speed and miss the finishes. Okay, now back onto blue again. Same thing. Make this jump. Back to the center over this jump. And aim for the finish for the final. Okay, now back on red, same thing again. Want to be just barely to the right of this bush and ready to turn left down here for this jump. Come down off this early, because that naturally pushes us right, and through the red finish. And onto the black section one more time. Once again, steer early, give ourselves time through these circles. Into this section, do our ice slide around. Back to the left, once again. Just holding brake to do the angle there. I'm not actually steering, I'm actually counter steering the whole time. Just holding brake to rotate the back end of the car around. And we'll go for the right finish as it feels a bit better here this time. It's honestly just whichever feels natural on the way down there. And through the finish. And that is Cloudy Bumpers by Capu TM. Again, I don't mind it. It's using the springboard mechanic which we've seen before. But it does it differently. Different surfaces in the air, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just these blind jumps. I'm not sure, they feel blind to me. I know it's like kind of showing which way you have to go, but if you think about it, like these arrows are hidden when you're doing this jump. The flags are there, and it's like, you're meant to, I don't know if you're meant to jump between the flags on green, but if you're meant to do it on white, you're going completely the wrong way. It just feels feels like a lack of signage here. It kind of hurts the white and green, and they are definitely my biggest complaints about this map. I think other than that, it's a really, really solid map. Good idea, good execution. As I said, blue through black, I love. I think they're really, really well done. But it's just those are the only complaints on white and green. But other than that, solid map. I hope this helps you guys out. And I will see you all tomorrow in the next one.